Today, I'm going to be explaining a little bit about why I took my course down from mastermind.com. So, one of my most popular videos on YouTube right now is how I put my course on mastermind.com. A lot of you guys have watched it, and I just wanted to follow up and be really honest about why I took my course down, what led to that decision, and what I think about course creators and getting into that field in general. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, I just want to be really honest on here. I put my course up on Mastermind in either August or September of 2023. I don't remember exactly which one it was. And to generate interest, I did a free trial of it, got several people in, cloned my course so I could have more people in it, and then started selling it. And I got a few sales out of it, but honestly, the amount of time I was putting into it and the amount of money I was making just didn't necessarily make sense to where I was career wise at that point in time. So today I'm going to explain what I think about course creation, when I think you are ready to launch a course. And that is given my background of launching my own course, as well as working for entrepreneurs who have courses all the way from it's their first launch to people who are doing 50K plus a month with exclusively their courses. So let's go ahead and explore the options and stick around to the end of this video to figure out what I'm doing right now to generate more revenue and what I think about courses and if I'll ever launch one again. So let's go ahead and dive in. So, just to be clear, none of this has to do with mastermind.com. I think they are a great resource. I would 100% use them again if I did decide to launch a course. I think the tech is really easy, and I also really like the community. This has more to do with when you're ready to launch a course, what makes sense financially, and maybe where the false expectations come from. So, I've worked, like I said, with a lot of entrepreneurs at varying degrees of stages of their course creation and selling their course and everything like that. And some of them are really happy with how it's going. And I've also been with clients who are really unhappy with their progress of their course and just like not not sticking with it in general. So what I found is there's kind of two routes you could go when you are putting a course out on the internet. So option one, you can start by creating a course and then find people to buy it. And this is what I did when I launched my course. I had an idea. I was working in the lead generation space for a few years and I really just wanted some passive income. So I put this course out teaching lead generation, but I didn't know who was going to buy it. So then I went and just tried to find people to get in here. And that ended up kind of being not a full time job, but that took up a significant amount of my time. And then option two is actually spending time upfront, creating a community, figuring out what those people see you as the expert in, and then figuring out doing some market research and then launching a course to provide to them. Then you already have some buyers for it and you already know that your, I guess, proof of concept is something that people are going to want to put money down for. So there's really no right or wrong option here. It really depends on your goals, your schedule, personality, and strengths. So today I'm going to break down what option one looks like, what option two looks like. I'll kind of go through my personal experience seeing entrepreneurs in both of these camps, and then I'll give my recommendation for you, which one is better. So, option one, again, going back to what I just said, this is for the people who have an idea of what they want to create a course on. They've already created the course, they're going to post it on a site like Mastermind or Kajabi, and then they are going to find who to sell this for or who to sell this to. So, a pro here is you could start making money right away. So, if you post the course today, you could find a person to buy it and you already have money in your bank account. And that's really exciting. You're not trying to hold off for a specific date and time. People can buy your course passively and you could just start making that income right away. This is also good if you have a particular subject or skill that you are going to be making content around. So this gives your content a purpose rather than just being on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're marketing, TikTok. And kind of posting about whatever, if you have a course to lead back to, you could say, for instance, if it's an Instagram Reels course, every single post you do could be about, here's how to succeed in Instagram Reels. Like, here's a link to my course if you want to learn more. Here's the top trends in Instagram Reels. Here's the link to my course. So you have something to lead back to always, and it makes your content creation feel very purposeful. And I know that I have friends in the industry who really like this. They don't want to post if it's not leading back to something, and they just really like having those products in their offer suite, and they're fine with having the course up and ready to go. So some cons here is you need to figure out who you're going to sell this to and what your sales plan is going to be. Especially if you're new to market, people still have to gain trust with you, and this takes time. Where I've seen people become unhappy in the process is maybe they spend months building this course, doing the research, filming the videos, making the workbooks, and it could be the best course out there truly, but no one knows about them. So they release this course, they put a post up on Facebook or Instagram or wherever they are, and no one buys. And I don't want this to sound discouraging, but when you're launching something for the first time and you've never talked about it, maybe you will get a few sales, but I think people expect that they create this course and they're going to get $100,000 out the gate. And sometimes this does happen, but I think in all reality, if you haven't been marketing ahead of time and now you release this course, people don't know anything about it. They don't know anything about you. They don't know anything about how this is your expertise. It takes some time to build, and that's perfectly okay. And if you have the temperament and you're ready to post this course and see sales kind of trickle in and really are prepared to make this marketing and the sales process more of your full-time position for a while, then maybe that's not a con for you. But I think people are kind of tricked. And I say tricked loosely, like no one's trying to trick them, but they're kind of saying like, oh, it's super easy to make money. Just find what you're passionate about, put the course up, and you're good to go. But it doesn't work that way. You really have to figure out who you're going to sell this to and market to them and get those sales. So if you do go this route, like I said, sales may trickle, and then as you get testimonials, as you have that social proof, you'll see this kind of continue to build up over time. And eventually it could be your full-time income. But I would say don't count on it kind of meeting all of your financial needs right away. And that's the other thing I get people trip up on a lot that I've seen is this course is their livelihood. And so they put so much pressure and so much expectation on, hey, this course has to succeed. And I've been there too. And it's so stressful because you don't know who's going to buy. And it can be really challenging. So again, I'll put some tips at the bottom of this Google Doc. And if you guys want a copy of this Google Doc, just let me know in the comments and I'll send you over a copy or I'll give you access to this. But I wouldn't necessarily have super betting all your financial needs on a course launching and then getting all the sales you need if you haven't already built a community. You also may need to spend money to advertise. And I would caution you here, please be careful. Some people are throwing, $200 a day into advertising thinking, okay, these $200 will turn into $2,000. And for some people it does, but usually it takes quite a while to perfect ads and for it to like reach your ideal client. So I would kind of be very not guarded, but be very strategic when using ads. Start low, see progress, move up, and just really track your numbers here and don't have it as your plan of desperation or your only plan. Advertising and ads kind of enhance what's already being done with the course. And where I've seen clients use this really successfully is they already have a really good income, all their needs are taken care of. They have a little bit extra cash that they're willing to put on ads, and they track it so meticulously. They know what their cost per client is. They know how many people this brought in. They know their cost per client. If they're spending, say, $30 to acquire a client and their cost of the program is $200, then they know they made $170 profit on average per client. So you really need to know what you're doing here or work with an expert who does. And then the other con in option one is you do need to cover expenses to host your course. So Mastermind is a really good example. It is pretty low cost in terms of comparing it to other course hosting platforms. But I don't know the current price of it. I think when I was paying for it, it was $47 a month. And that does add up as a business expense. And of course, you could write it off when it comes to taxes. Obviously, check with your accountant on that. I'm not a tax expert. But when you're looking at your overall expenses versus income, particularly for this course, you would need to make sure that you are at least selling however much it takes to cover that $47 a month in order to not be in the red for this course. And for me, the course sales were so inconsistent because I was also taking on other done for you clients at the time, and I couldn't fully focus on this course, and I didn't have organic marketing that was going out for this course. And so some months I would get a couple sales and other months it would be like 0 sales. And so for me, it didn't make sense to keep my course up and keep covering this expense when I wasn't putting in the proper energy and effort to find these clients or have a working lead generation tool to get people into this course. And I wasn't necessarily ready to invest in ads either because I just didn't have that budget set aside for this course in particular. All right, going into option two. So just as a reminder, this is building the community before launching the course. So here's the pros. If you build your community and social presence, you don't have any costs other than your time. So you're not putting out money for ads, you're not putting out money to host your course. It's essentially free. And so if money is tight, I would definitely suggest this because you can make YouTube videos, you can post on Instagram, with your already established equipment. You just need a computer, a phone, and if you don't have this, you're probably not creating a course anyway. So I would say this is a really good place to start. Build that community. That's all you need to focus on. Then you can create a course tailored towards the needs of your community. Once you have, I wouldn't even say it's a certain number of followers because I have worked with people who have maybe what some people would consider small follower count, so under 1,000 people in their community. But every single post they're making, super engaged, their DMs, people in it all of the time. And then I've worked for people who have 30,000 followers and their posts aren't necessarily getting a lot of traction. They don't have people in the DMs. So I wouldn't say it's a number of followers. I would say it's just a really engaged community. People are asking questions all the time. And you just know that, okay, these people are invested into watching my content, working with me potentially in the future. Or some people I've even heard, they said, I wasn't planning on building a course or teaching this, but so many people in my community actually asked if I had further resources on this. You know that you're going to have a really good course, and people are going to buy if they're already asking to buy from you when you don't have anything. If you do the correct market research here, you will have buyers upon launch and possibly a larger launch that could cover hosting fees for quite a while, some future ads, maybe other things that maybe you want to put in your course. Maybe you need to buy other equipment or stuff like that. And so I think this could be a really fun way if you are really wanting, like, okay, the first time I launch this, I'm going to price it at $1,000 and I want a $10,000 launch. So I want to know that 10 people are going to buy before I actually launch this. And so this is really good for the people who, like, numbers are super important. They want to have that like really big kind of launch in the beginning. And they kind of want to know already, like, this course makes sense for my community. You could do some really great market research here. So, for example, if you're posting about making courses, right? You could say, what would you guys want more education on the tech side between making courses, how to create content around making courses, how to sell courses, how to do lead generation for courses. And so you just really know that your market is looking for this. And I think that's what's really great about already having a community. Now, the con here is you do spend a lot of time and energy on the front end creating a community and you don't get compensated for it. So you need to be in this for the long game to go with option two. Some people I know have spent years building a YouTube channel or years building trust with their Instagram audience. I worked with one person who she had all these connections and she had a big following and they trusted her so much and she shared a lot about her personal life and then decided, okay, so many people are messaging me about this specific topic that I'm going to launch a course. And she had no problem selling her course out because she was already that go-to person for them. So what have I seen work better in the industry? And I would say this really depends on your temperament. Again, if you have the expectation of having a huge launch, you may want to build community first. If you are just like, that's totally fine. If sales come in, they come in. If they don't, they don't. But I'm going to stay committed to the sales process and I want to know exactly what I'm posting. Maybe it's better to do that first. And I've just seen people pour time and energy and then they come up disappointed because they need to learn how to market and that just takes time. Like when you are selling a course, you need to know how to create a course. You need to be the expert in that subject. You need to know how to sell. You need to know how to market. And you need to provide the experience as well if you're saying you're going to do live calls or message support or stuff like that. So there's so much that goes into it. And even if you are the expert at one thing, that doesn't mean that you know how to market and sell this course either. So again, another thing to look at is if you have the resources, you could hire a team to do this for you. But again, if you're starting from scratch, just being able to have the patience that this does take time and it's not a get rich quick opportunity that I see a lot of business owners promoting. And that makes me so sad because a lot of these business owners who have really successful courses who are telling you, hey, you could make six figures in 1 month doing this. It took them 10 years to get there. It's not an overnight success story. They were building their brand for years online in order to get that result. Or people who are saying, you only need to work 3 hours a week. I think that eventually you can absolutely get to the point where you can work 3 hours a week. However, it takes so much time to get there and so many resources in place. And so I would say that's why people feel discouraged and quit and give up on themselves or this business. But I think if you come into it with the right expectations, come into it for the long game, you could do more in 5 years than you think you can, but maybe you do less in 1 month than you think you can. So have a big time horizon. This course may be, your ticket to freedom. It just may take a little bit more time than you initially anticipated. So if you're okay with selling a course until you get bigger, I think that it could be great to just launch it right away because then you are getting some income. I am concerned for those who are on a small budget and aren't prepared to pay for hosting fees. And I was kind of in this place when I launched my course last year in the fall. I had actually lost a client, and it was definitely mutual. It was definitely like the business was going a different direction, but I needed to kind of take a look at if this course was my only income, that means I would have to have people coming in to pay for those hosting fees. Otherwise, it was coming from where? Also, what I've seen is people who are in a really desperate place to make money pour so much into ads from the start. Like maybe they only have, let's say they have $1,000 into their bank account and they're going to pour all like maybe 500 of it into ads thinking it's going to be this magic solution. I don't think it is a magic solution. Again, I think ads enhance, and I think you should only run ads when you're really confident with your product, when you already have some great sales, testimonials, organic content going out there, because that will just make it so much easier. And like I said, I've seen people sell really quickly if they've already established trust with their community over, maybe it's months, maybe it's years. It's really going to depend on what you are doing, how much time you put into it. But again, going back to, it's about having patience and seeing the long game and building this community, and then trying to figure out when the right time to sell is and when the right time to launch that course is. So if you've watched this video and now you're feeling discouraged about making money online, or feeling like, I wanted to start a course, but you kind of made it seem a little bit unrealistic for me, here's what I would recommend. And again, I just want to say, I'm not trying to be pessimistic here. I'm just trying to present a real reality check of, I was definitely the person who thought, why is it so hard for me? But in reality, it's because I just didn't come into it with the proper expectations. And I've had to like emotionally support clients through this as well, who are going through the same thing. And I've been able to be there with clients who've had really great successful stories. And, you know, what they've told me is like, they spent years doing this and this is just the payoff. So I just want to give you the honest truth around this and not set you up to be disappointed. So what if you're looking for cash quickly? So I would really start by examining your skill set. Are you really good at sales? Are you really good at marketing? Are you really good at designing things? Are you really good at leading teams? Figure out what you're best at. And if you don't have a specialty, maybe, you know, you don't feel like you're the best at anything, what are you looking to learn and grow? Really figure this out first. And I found that freelancing and working inside of people's businesses is a lot easier way to generate cash flow and learn about the industry and what it takes to run your own business. You could probably get clients for freelancing pretty quickly. Just look for some online jobs that are hiring, go to some entrepreneur job boards. Again, you could go to Upwork. I personally like doing some paid communities, because people in there are already investing in their business and then they're looking for team members. And again, I would actually put my money there before putting it in a course hosting site, because if you're in a community, you're going to be learning and growing, you're going to be meeting other people, you'll have access to potential job boards, really kind of figure out where the people are that you want to work with. So now, because I've really focused on this freelancing journey, working in other people's businesses, getting a stable income, I'm really able to build a community on YouTube with no pressure. So I'm able to try out different personas, like posting about business, seeing how people react, posting about my health journey, seeing how people react, meditation, reading, lessons I'm learning. And I think over time, everyone on here is going to either relate to one thing or another, or possibly multiple things. And then it will be the time to, okay, let's go a little bit deeper than YouTube. And here is a paid offer for you guys that takes it more in depth. Maybe there's more one-to-one time with me, there's more questions being answered, or I've really specialized in one direction and I don't know where this is going to be yet. And I think that's super exciting, because I'm going to let the market show me and also see how my passions evolve over time. But in the meantime, I'm learning so much freelancing, seeing how other business owners are growing their courses and programs, seeing what kind of attitudes they have, the outlook that they have, and really embracing the long game and growing inside of these companies, while also prioritizing posting and growing my own community without the pressure of having to pay hosting fees or having to go do tons of cold outreach or anything like that. And this honestly feels so good, both emotionally, financially, and I'm super happy that I made this decision. And so if you've watched this video and you're kind of feeling like, okay, I have a different way forward, let me know. If you have a course and you're doing well, let me know. If you have a course and you're struggling, let me know. I'd love to hear your experience and just where this has brought you overall. And like I said, let me kind of go back with the freelancing. The reason why I wanted a course to begin with was to work from anywhere and to make money. And with freelancing, I am able to do that. Yes, I'm putting in more work than 3 hours a week. And it is hard work working in someone else's business as well. But I feel like it really is the right choice for me right now. And I think it'll lead to being able to come out with a really great community, build a really great course, and have some passive income in the future. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I always want to be super honest and transparent on my channel. And I know that that course video is getting a lot of views right now. And so I just wanted to amend it and let you guys know I actually don't have the course anymore. And this is what I'm doing right now and why I made this decision. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.